We're going to continue with our camera feature up. So we need an event handler for our intent. We're starting an activity for a result, but we need a handler to deal with this. So we're going to create an event handler for the camera intent. It's overriding the activity result. So we've got a request code, a result code, and we have some data. So there's our signature. Oops. So if our request code is equal to our request image capture constant, so we may have different types of requests that all get handled in this one event if we're calling different intents, but for now we only have one. So if it's an image capture request, and our result code is equal to we've got a result OK constant. So you can see result canceled will be result OK is strangely -1. You'd kind of think 1 would be the indicator for OK, but Android, the result activity returning OK actually gives us a -1. So if they tried to use the camera and the camera was used successfully, so the user didn't click cancel, so if user invoked the camera and the activity was successful. So I'll just note here that result OK returns a -1. Just sort of odd, but that's how it is. So in this case, we want to get the URI of the image. We're going to call URI.parse, and we'll pass in our current path variable. So if we were able to create the image, we've got the path. We're now generating a URI from that path. It's the fully qualified path from the operating system. So then we want to display the image if we found one. So we'll set our image view profile. We can call set image URI and pass in actually, I guess we should wrap this in an if statement. So if this works, this should show us the image in our image view. There may be a couple things we need to do, but let's. Okay. Saying we can use Val here. We'll accept that suggestion. All right, let's try and see what happens. So we could use this method for other types of activity results, if there were any. We're letting the user use the camera. We could also allow them to browse the photos that are already on the device. So in that case, our request code would be something other than request image capture, if they were going to be able to load existing images. We'll go to our profile, we'll click the image. Okay, we missed something because it didn't give us our camera. Let's just go check our log. There's no error, so that's good. We can check the verbose. Okay, nothing to do with the camera, so that's okay. All right, we've obviously I've missed something in the setup. Bear with me, we'll figure it out. Okay, well, we'll see where this dies. So I'm going to run it with my debugger. And we'll see what's happening. So we'll just have to walk through and see what happens. Let's see, my breakpoint never got hit. We'll try one here. I'm going to just double check everything in my manifest first. We've got the authority. We've got the Android X file provider. It's enabled. It's not exported. URI permissions are true. Our file provider paths. Okay, that looks okay. We'll check our XML. All right, so that looks all right. So are we missing something else here? Okay, just for a minute, I'm maybe going to try this without the permission check. We know our permissions are already here. So I'm just going to comment out the permission check just to see what's happening. I know I don't need to request the permissions because we've already enabled the permissions. I'll run it again with the debugger. We will figure out what's going on. All right, let's try again. We'll maybe just use Google to sign in. All right, so I'm going to use my debugger here. We'll see where this is dying. Okay, so it goes here to our create image file. Okay, so it correctly gives us a timestamp eventually. Got the date and time. We have to go through a bunch of the storage manager class. Come down to here. Okay, so here's the path. We can see our storage directory, storage emulated 0, Android data, our package name /file/pictures. So we have our directory. We'll try and create the image here. So here's our path. We get the current path. So it is taking the photo and storing it. And it returns Okay, in the take photo. The build config. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm going to try that in a second. So you were getting the same result? Which is interesting because I don't get that. I don't get any error. Okay, I'm going to try that in a minute, but I'm curious. I'm not sure where this is crashing still. So it does say, because it is saving it, it does give me a path. Actually, I'm going to debug it again, just to hear. I will try that in a second. So you just hard coded in com dot. Okay. That is my next step. I think I've crashed my emulator. It's not responding. All right, I will try it like that. So I'll comment out. So in here, in this line where you set the URI, I'll comment it out. So you did it this way, right? And you did the same thing in the manifest. You hard coded in the package name. All right, we'll try that and we'll see. So it's your package name from up at the top, .provider. So that was here. Excuse me. Where we set up the URI. So I also need to change this in my manifest. I will give that a try. Good suggestion, Shiloh. So in here, I'll try hard coding it in. We'll see what happens. I don't think we're too far off. Obviously, something's not quite right. I don't think it will require major changes. Hopefully, we can resolve it in the time we have left. We're going to do some more work with this next week anyway, so that we can actually attach this image to the user's profile. First, we just want to be able to show it. Yeah, I think my emulator's frozen. I'll need to do a quick cold boot. Aha. Thank you. All right. I can't close my emulator. I really froze it. We'll use test. Okay. Good catch. That's what we missed. So sorry, I'm going to undo that. Right. These should be curly braces. Right. So the authority was wrong. So it can't invoke the camera because I was trying to invoke it. The syntax was incorrect. So that needs to be curly braces, which I probably had in my code, but that's what happens. Yep, when my font is so small. I'm not as young as I used to be. Okay, so now I should be able to put this line back. Okay, I will try my ABD manager again. So does your photo now show up in your little image view? So I'll just let my device boot. I'll run it one more time. Hopefully things are working. I believe they should be. I've been through this a few times when I was kind of doing the sample run through. So I'll run it again. So the goal here is we can take a photo and display it. However, the long term, that's not good enough. It's not good enough to take the photo and show the user the photo now. That photo needs to persist. So every time they come back and see their profile, whatever photo they've attached is showing up. So eventually, we need to also attach the photo to their Firebase profile. That's in this now while I'm waiting for this to boot. I've linked to this article here. Really, Blackboard? Come on now. Okay. So in lesson 11, I've linked to this article, the image person. Several users reported which is we can work with an image within our app, but nothing else has access to that app, including if we try and save the path to Firebase. So this person, this is an old article, but you can see how common the issue is. So for example, I want to save an image to the internal memory. So we're basically going to need to make a copy image so that we can also save it to Firebase. We'll do this next week. Then hopefully we'll have time. We should have time to look at using the location services as well. This is just taking absolutely forever. To load my app back, all I can do is really wait. I think this should work, but I do want to try it before we leave. Good grief, 3 minutes been running. I can't imagine what this would be like with 8 gigs of RAM. I don't know whether to let this run or just stop it, close Android Studio, and okay, so that took 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes to build. It said it built. So it's going to try to install it again. Now, I shouldn't be optimistic enough to push my code to Git before we test it, and I'm going to do it anyway. I'll cross my fingers. Yeah, it's just Android Studio that's hanging. Thank you. That is a consolation. I feel much better now. You're experiencing that pain. Okay, I'm going to try to open it. This is so crazy. All right, well, we may have to check it next week. I'll look at it after class. I'll need to restart my Android Studio. We can't wait all day for it. So I'm going to be optimistic that this is working as it should. We're going to find out. Sorry, not much I can do. So next week, what we'll do is we'll check and see if this is working. If not, we'll clean it up. Should be okay. Then we want to also save that photo to Firebase, to the user's profile. And anytime the user comes in, we're going to check if they've already got a user photo, a profile photo in Firebase. We want to display that instead of our camera icon. And then hopefully we've got time and we can work around with location services as well. Maybe we'll want to show a map of where the user is by using the GPS, for example, on their profile. Okay, well, it looks like it actually installed, but so slow, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to the profile screen. I'll see if we can do it in any kind of useful way. Okay, here's my app. I don't know if the issue is Android Studio or it's just my machine. I'm not sure what's happening. All right, I give up. Well, this will be my last try for the day. All right, we'll finish. Oh, okay. Finally, I have my camera. I can take a photo. Actually, I can press Alt and move around with the mouse. Here's a lovely photo. So I'll very slowly take a photo. Our camera is actually working. It'll take a photo, ask me if I want to keep it, and finally it will display in my profile. Now, if I leave and come back, that photo is going to be gone. So we'll deal with that next week. Thank you for your excellent debugging skills. All right. Have a good week. I will see you guys next week.